So I keep seeing the same theme with men that lack motivation, that lack energy, that lack drive, and that lack purpose, if you will. And that's kind of the whole purpose of of this video, by the way. Is so almost every day that I see men reach out, ask questions about like, how do I get motivated to do X, Y, Z, and that generally it involves the gym of how do I get motivated to get out of bed, get off the couch to go work out, right? And between that and just men that are depressed, men that have no energy, have no drive, have no purpose, just things of that nature, right? And so I'm going to share with you guys a quick backstory with me that personal for me, I've been through severe depression 3 times myself. Therefore, I can relate to all of these things, and that's why I can talk about this in greater detail. With that being said, so the third and most recent time, which was like 5 to 10ish years ago, when I was going through severe depression, right? So for me, the problem was I was chasing the wrong thing, and by that thing I mean girls, right? And I was chasing girls, which is the wrong thing all entirely to chase for men, by the way. Anyway, so I was spending a lot of time on dating apps, trying to ask girls out in person, and all of that thing. I was having dates here and there. She just ended up being one-night stands. That's a whole different story and for a different day. And then there's one girl that I connected with somewhat, and then things were going pretty good, or so I thought. And all of a sudden, I got a text message at like, I don't know, 11 p.m. or midnight saying, hey, I'm having second thoughts on our next date. And I was like, damn, right? And then my dumbass, well, my weak ass at that point, messaged her back saying, hey, so what did I do wrong? And like where did I mess up type of thing? Which I later learned this was such a huge mistake on my part. Essentially, she was having doubts of if I was a strong enough masculine frame to be able to, that she needed in her life to continue with that relationship, right? And I proved to her through texting on my response that I was not. Like, I literally validated her concern that I was not by saying, hey, what did I do wrong? How could, or it was bad, essentially. And I didn't realize that until a couple of years later, after I did some investigating myself and started learning things. But I literally proved to her and validated her own concerns by telling her that I was fucking weak. Just full transparency, full vulnerability right now. I was fucking weak. This was probably 5-ish years ago, right? And so after I got that message, I was like, damn, I was fucking destroyed internally. Whereas she was probably with another guy within a week, whatever. That's just how life works. And for me, I went through severe depression for the 3rd time for a good month or 2 around that time frame, right? And so I woke up just zero energy, 0 drive, 0 ambition to do anything. I tried to go to the gym. I just kind of went through the motions a little bit. I didn't really accomplish anything because I just had no fire within me to get anything done. And I was surviving life at that point, right? It was bad. And it wasn't until, so fast forward a little bit, it wasn't until I was watching some YouTube videos and I found the work of Jocko Willink, right? I came across his TED Talks video of extreme ownership, and that's when things got interesting. So I watched that video, shocker, and I was like, damn. I was like, who's this Jocko guy? Because this was the first time that this is my first time seeing Jocko, for that matter, right? And then from there, I did some more digging, and I learned that he has a book called Extreme Ownership, as well as the Dichotomy of Leadership. Cool. So I got both those books, and I read through them within a fucking week, and so just to add some clarity to this, I fucking hate reading, and so not only do I hate reading generally makes me fall asleep, but also thirdly, my reading comprehension fucking sucks. And so for me, literally, for most books that I read, unless they are very interesting to me to read, I will fall asleep within minutes, within a few pages of reading a book. So that book has to be very interesting to me in order for me to stay awake and retain that. But needless to say, I was smiling from page to page. I was like, oh my god, I'm learning this concept called extreme ownership, right? And I was smiling at like how like this epiphany moment that I had with that of like essentially like having awareness of where I was, and then to essentially just take full for fucking everything, and that was like boom, game changer. So literally, I applied the principles from both extreme ownership and the dichotomy of leadership overnight, and it was a fucking game changer for me. Oh my god. So and this was 5-ish years ago, keep in mind, right? So and then from there I got more interested in men's improvement stuff. So I got the book Hard Times Create Strong Men by Stefan O'Neill, rest in peace, because he died several years ago from medical health related obstacles. Rest in peace. So he also so Stefan O'Neill, he also had a presentation on the 21 conventions, I believe it's called. Awesome presentation, by the way, which also covered things that he wrote in his book, Hard Times Create Strong Men. I also got into, that's when I started to get into David Goggins' work, and that was actually my first introduction to David Goggins. Read his book, Can't Hurt Me, Jesus fucking Christ, enough said. So, yeah, between Hard Times Create Strong Men, Extreme Ownership, Dichotomy of Leadership, Can't Hurt Me, and I think there's a few other ones. So later on, I also got How to Be a 3% Man by Corey something another. I forget what his last name is at this point because it's been that long. And then also Rational Male, some financial intelligence books from Robert Connie. I can never pronounce his name, so I'm not going to fucking try it. But if you're familiar with the books, Rich Dad Poor Dad series, you know what I'm talking about. And then also the Unplugged Alpha from Richard Cooper, and Rational Male, a few of those series by Rollo Tomassi. But yeah. More of that story is I started learning like financial intelligence. I started learning how the dynamics work, and most importantly of all those things, I learned where I fucked up hardcore. And like I was literally so while reading the Rational Male and a few of the other books that I've already mentioned, I was just smiling at like, oh my god, this all makes sense now. As to how I was learning about where I fucked up and how to improve for next time. It's like, oh my god, this everything was coming together like full circle for me. Like this is like red pill stuff, right? Like literally red pill stuff, and it was awesome. But yeah, so and then moving forward. So long story short, from all that stuff too is I learned that. So despite over the years how much I learned about female dynamics and how to attract women and all that type of stuff, right? Do you want to know what my biggest takeaway was? Like the biggest aha moment was from all that stuff is if you want to learn how to be more attractive to women, start by learning how to be a fucking man first. Right? And that actually fast forward to a few days ago where there was a guy in a men's mental health / men's improvement group on Facebook, right? And he reached out about his desperate attempts to essentially attract a girl and get laid, right? And he's tried everything. Well, he was essentially like doing everything that he possibly could within his resources to be an attractive male, to attract women and get laid, right? To the point where he was about to start hiring an escort at that point. That's literally his words. And I looked at the comments, and all the comments were spot on with what I was about to say too, of that essentially he was chasing the wrong thing. This circles back to the beginning of this video that I want to mention as well, of purpose, right? This goes back to men that are depressed, men that lack motivation, men that lack energy, men that lack desire to just get after it. It's because we lack purpose as men. So this is a great transition into the next segment with this video is that Hard Times Create Strong Men, that book that I read from Stefan O'Neill. Right now, I think that we are in a middle ground between. So the cycle of life for men is this: hard times create strong men create good times create weak men create hard times, and hard times create strong men, right? The cycle of life for 4 different cycles for men in life in general, right? And so I think that right now we are between weak men create hard times and hard times create strong men. Because if you look around, that's pretty accurate, right? With right now the fact that we're not in a physical war. So America is not at a physical war right now. We don't have a bunch of troops overseas like we did 5-10 years ago with the war on terrorism, right? And more things are popping up, issues that are self-created right now that weren't there 10-20 years ago. What's happening? We are bored. We are creating things for drama. We are creating things to bitch about. We are creating things because we're fucking bored. If you notice all these different movements and these trends that are popping up of like OnlyFans, you have like the LBGYN community, or my bad if I missed a letter in there. You have debates about shit. You have toxic masculinity. You have the feminist movement, like all that shit, right? Think about this for a second. Back when we were during the War on Terror, World War II, or any other major war, have you noticed that none of this shit was a thing? Because we were focused on winning the fucking war and doing what we needed to do to win the war, both genders of their supportive role with those wars. Men and women, well, so nowadays, men and women, so back in the day, it was men that went to war, and women and children supported the war on the home front with whatever they could do, right? Now, fast forward to today with the War on Terror, or 10-ish years ago, right? Both men and women were at war, whereas back at the home front, we were supporting the war and striving on to essentially maintain the foundation of America, right? And like none of this shit that we have today, all these trends and all this drama, it didn't exist because we had a purpose, we had a mission, we had a worthy mission to accomplish, and we set our sights on that fucking mission every single day. And we didn't have all this fucking stupid fucking trends that we have today of the feminist movement, the toxic masculinity bullshit, the gay, trans, whatever community. There's the COVID. There's the fucking whatever XYZ, like you name it. Like we didn't have all this bullshit because right now I think that we are literally bored, and so we create shit out of boredom, and which goes back to weak men create hard times, and hard times create strong men. And this is literally what fucking David Goggins preaches, as well as JACKED preaches with the majority of their content in their videos, of staying hard up here in your head to do hard things during easy times, right? To do shit that no one else wants to do shit that is mentally challenging in the times that are easy, comfort, and convenient, right? Because right now, Alex Hormozy has brought this up too, as I'm sure several other people have brought this up, is that right now it has never been easier to do nothing. It has also never been easier to shine. And this is also why Alex Hormozy made a really good statement in one of his YouTube posts, was that your 9 to 5 is not the dream killer. Wasting your 5 and 9 is. I was like, damn, that was powerful shit right there. And that's all the reason why I smile at myself right now, because I went from severe depression for the 3rd time to now being on my purpose, fucking chasing excellence. And every single day I wake up with fucking energy, focus to get after it with my essential tasks for the day, for growth of what I need to do to achieve correction, to make my vision become a reality, right? For myself, as an natural skinny guy, physically, I want to get big and strong, to such a get fucking jacked inside out, to make money, to attract the quality woman that I desire, the quality woman that to essentially attract my fucking queen, and then be in a position of fuck you, while helping skinny guys become their strongest version of themselves, to get fucking jacked inside out, to 10x their gains. That is my mission right now. Every day I wake up with the internal drive to lead by example, to put in the fucking work, especially during times of ease, comfort, and convenience, to fucking lead by example, and to showcase those results, not only for myself, that way when I look in the mirror, I smile at what I see, but also to inspire my skinny guys that need the motivation and the inspiration to fucking crush it, because I'm literally speaking to my former self of 5 to 10 years ago, of where I woke up depressed, lacked energy, lacked motivation. I did not like what I see in the mirror, but I had no energy, no drive, no desire to do anything because I lacked purpose. And therefore, Jocko, Goggins, and all those guys at the time were my inspiration. And therefore, I'm now paying it forward after investing in myself for the past 5-ish years of being in a phase of growth to now be that inspiration to other skinny guys out there that need my help to overcome those mental health obstacles of depression, burnout, lack of motivation, lack of energy, all of those things, right? Whew! I ran out of breath right there for a minute. Got me all fired up from this. But yeah, like, once again, circling back to the beginning of this video of men that are depressed, lack motivation, lack desire, that lack motivation to get up, to get off the couch, to get out of bed, to go work out, to do what is necessary to achieve. Well, for starters, to actually be able to look in the mirror and smile at what they see and to be proud of what they see in the mirror. Muscles, confidence, energy, lack of body fats, all waking up in bed with their queen, enjoying their work enjoying the work that they do, enjoying the house that they're in, enjoying the life that they have, all of those things, right? And once again, I see this every day of men that reach out that say, "Hey, I lack motivation to go to the gym to work out." Okay, and for me, that goes back to, cool, what is it that you want to achieve in life? What is it that you want to accomplish? What is it that you want to celebrate 12 months from now with achievements from 2025? What is it that you want to see in the mirror? Where is your ideal? What does your dream house look like? What does your dream life look like? What kind of car do you want to drive? Who is your queen that you want to wake up in bed with every morning? What profession or career path do you desire to be in, that you wake up and be like, you can't wait to go into work, so to speak, to crush it, to solve problems, to make people's day, to change lives, to be a productive member of society, and fucking crush it at life, right? What is it that you want to do with this world? What is it that you want to achieve with this life? Those are things I think about every day. And so my business mentors in the last months, for that matter, keep repeating this statement that I'm giving you for free right now is, the more crystal clear you are on what it is that you want, the easier it is to wake up and fucking crush it, to get after it, right? Once again, for myself, I went from severe depression to now being on my purpose because I know exactly what I want. I know exactly what I want, and I'm taking the steps every single day to be one step closer to achieving that life that I desire, to turn my vision into a reality, right? And for me, so correction, I think men in general, the best thing that we can do for ourselves is have purpose, because purpose leads to internal fire, drive, energy, motivation to fucking crush it. Without purpose, we have nothing. Without purpose, we fall into depression and lots of mental health obstacles, that go down a dangerous path that leads to bad things, right? So, to circle back to the original question, how do I lack motivation? How do I get motivated to do X, Y, Z? Well, if you want to get motivated to the gym, ask yourself, what is that you want to achieve through the gym? You want to get bigger and stronger? Do you want to grow a specific muscle group? The biceps, the chest, the back, the legs, whatever. Do you want to hit a PR, hit a certain number on the bench press, pull a certain amount of weight on the deadlift, squat a certain amount, whatever? Do you want to enter in some type of athletic competition, strongman, bodybuilding, powerlifting, Olympics, whatever? Do you want to be the best at your sports? Football, basketball, baseball, swimming, diving, gymnastics, whatever the case is. The Olympics, once again, from a personal point of view, which can also be physical. Do you want to attract a specific girl? Does the girl that Okay, do you want to be more attractive to your future queen, right? Last I checked, most girls are physically attracted to muscles. And also, guess what? One of the most attractive traits to women is a man on his fucking purpose, putting in the fucking work every single goddamn day to get after it. Crazy how all of this is connected. I know. It's crazy. So, let's say professionally, career-wise, and finance-wise, guess what? The better you are at what you do for a living, the more money you'll make. Crazy how that works out. So, especially if you desire a specific field that you get fired up about, that you can literally go on stage and talk about for an hour without any notes or prep, boom, you just found your future field. Cool. So now, you're not in your desired career path. Cool. What is it that you need to do to get there? What qualifications do you need? What certifications do you need? What degrees do you need? All those things. Cool. And then so your sight's on, okay, what do I have to do to get myself in school to get that certification, to get that licensing? Cool. Boom. Done. Like, it's that simple. And then do the work to get the certifications, to get the degrees, to get the licensing, to get in your desired career path, and then show up every fucking day with the purpose of outperforming fucking everyone while also learning from everyone as you go. Okay, to be a team player. Crazy how that works out. To start at the bottom and work your way up with fucking ambition, drive, and purpose to be the best at what you do over time. What do you guys think Kobe Bryant did for 15 years? What do you think Eric Thomas did? What do you think Inky Johnson did? To be the best at what they do. Now, 10, 15 years later, crazy. Eric Thomas. I'm sure that you guys have heard of him. High school dropouts. He was homeless for like two or 3 years. He's now has a PhD, and he's one of the top motivational speakers in the fucking world, and a multimillionaire. Inky Johnson, this guy motivates the fuck out of me every day. He essentially grew up in a household that he had to share a bed with 4 other guys, and he was like triple bunk beds or whatever for the first like 16, 17 years of his life. And his mission through football was to financially provide for his family, to take care of his family for life. And unfortunately, he made college level ball. He fucking shined like a goddamn rock star. From what I remember, he was scheduled to be drafted into the NFL, and unfortunately, he had a significant injury during one of his games that left him paralyzed with his right arm permanently for life. And at that point, he literally took that moment and became one of the top motivational speakers in the world from that. Point being, he was on his fucking purpose since day one and just grinded out for 10, 15 years and almost achieved his outcome of taking care of his family for fucking life up until his injury happened. But even though the process changed of what he had a desire to do due to a permanent injury, he still accomplished his mission by to provide for his family for the rest of their life. But he ended up doing it through motivational speaking instead, and that motherfucker inspires the shit out of me, and he's awesome at what he does. And Kobe Bryant, he started out as, in his words, as a terrible ball player, and he put in the work for years at a time to become the best at what he does. Before he also died in a helicopter crash, I think like 5 years ago. Point being, he put in the work every fucking day, and he outworked everyone. He also specialized in improving his weaknesses, which he's made videos about this too, of like the small little things here and there that set him back as a extraordinary ball player that made him fucking awesome by putting in the work to improve those things. Crazy. Guess what? He woke up every fucking day with purpose, on a mission to crush it. So, going back to the initial statement and question of this video of how do I get motivated to do X, Y, Z, of guys that lack motivation, that are depressed, that lack drive and energy to do anything. What is that you want to achieve in this life? For myself, I literally just look at myself in the mirror. Yes, I see progress, but I see progress with ambition and desire for so much more. while being on my purpose, chasing excellence, while having crystal clear clarity on what it is that I want. So every day I wake up and fucking crush it. Yes, there are days where I have mental health, crushing not mental health, but I have mental obstacles to overcome. Like if I'm just mentally drained for the day, or if I'm not a morning person at all, but I need to get XYZ accomplished in the morning. There's mindset hacks that I've used to overcome those things internally wise. But once again, it all just goes back to me thinking about my goals, what it is that I want to accomplish, why those things are important to me, why all those things matter to me, and then that ends up triggering an adrenaline rush that helps me fucking crush it and get after it. And that's all it is. Like, it's a matter of like figuring out what it is that you want, why you want it, why that's important to you, and what makes you what ultimately makes you smile at the end of the day. For me, yesterday with legs, I was mentally exhausted after corporate, but yeah, I still had work to do. In this case, being physically and personally, of doing a leg workout to get big and strong legs because my legs are fucking weak and they're skinny. And I literally looked at myself in the mirror. I looked at my legs in the mirror. I saw skinny, weak, fucking chicken legs. I smiled and fucking got after it. Crazy. And therefore, I think from a physical standpoint as well as mental, that I think simply looking at yourself in the mirror is a fantastic motivator in itself to get after it. By putting in the work to actually smile at what you see in the mirror with muscles, lowerish body fat levels, to see abs and things of that nature, and strive on. Because physically smiling at what you see in the mirror creates external motivation of confidence, energy, drive, all those things, and then follow up by that. If you fuel yourself with quality fuel, with drinking enough water throughout the day, quality protein, quality carbs, and then supplements here and there, if you will, with greens and all that stuff, and just fuel your body with the resources it needs to thrive, your body returns the favor by giving you energy, performance, and overall testosterone and masculinity. Fucking crush it as a man. It's crazy how that works out. And before I forget, the question that was brought up a couple of days ago that I recently saw in a men's improvement group of how do I attract women to get laid, essentially. Well, this goes back to just things that Andrew Tate also preaches too. If you want to, Andrew Tate, as well as the books I write with female dynamics and men's improvement. If you want to attract the woman, the queen that you desire, start by learning how to be a fucking man first. Be on your purpose, chasing fucking excellence. Wake up energetic, motivated with fucking purpose to get after it. Because my personal statement that I created a few months ago is, wake up with purpose, execute with passion, and make your future self proud to get jacked inside out. That's how I roll personally. A man on his purpose, chasing excellence, getting after it, improving himself every single fucking day with that mission statement, correction, with that mission, chasing that mission, that purpose to achieve the life that he desires most. Oh my God, guys. That is incredibly fucking attractive to the ladies. Just saying. So, if you want to attract the ladies, if you want to attract your future queen, be a man on your purpose, chasing fucking excellence. That's constantly improving yourself every single day. That's putting in the work every single day, getting after it. So men and women we operate on different metrics. Okay, something I got from the Fresh and Fit podcast. What makes men attractive is putting in hard work and being providers and protectors for women. What makes women attractive is obviously physical attraction, as well as their values, personality, and their ability to support men, right? And no, I'm not going to go into like what females can do, because that's not the point of this video. But for men, be a fucking man on your purpose, chasing fucking excellence, constantly striving to improve yourself every single day with the 4 dimensions of growth: physical, personal, relationships, and I think finances or professional, one of the two. Yeah, so physical, personal, relationships, and professional/finances, because professional also ties into finances. So you get the idea. And this is shit that I've paid lots of money for and took and invested a lot of time into. So I'm giving you this information for free. You're welcome. So, bottom line is, if you want to wake up fucking motivated to be excited to go to the gym, to get after it and crush it, to smile at what you see in the mirror, to be proud of what you've accomplished, to celebrate your achievements, December 31st, 2026. Be a man on your purpose, chasing excellence, putting in the work every single fucking day, especially on your 5 to 9. Chasing excellence, doing what is required to achieve your desired results, to make your vision become a reality. Do that, stay focused, and I promise you, you'll fucking crush it and have more energy, motivation, and desire than you know what to do with. I am personally a living proof of that is the case. I literally have more energy than what I know what to do with. And it's coming from a guy that has been through severe depression 3 times, that was once a quiet and shy introvert, that was fucking terrified to leave my comfort zone. I started investing in myself, and oh my God, you guys, game changer in so many levels. But yeah, if you want to attract the queen, your future queen that you desire, if you want to make the money, if you want to wake up motivated, excited to get after it, be a man on your purpose, chasing excellence, to become your strongest version of yourself, to get fucking jacked inside out, and stop chasing girls. Stay focused on your purpose, your mission, your vision, and what you desire most in life. To smile at what you see in the mirror, and to celebrate your achievements by the end of the year, and to fucking crush it. Wake up with purpose, execute with passion, make your future self proud, and get fucking jacked inside out. That's my advice for you. Get after it. I'm excited for you. I'm about to go fucking crush it myself. I look forward to seeing you guys do the same. I'm excited for you. Go get some. JB out.